Hey, big spenders. It's Tuesday, and it's a day. Um, it feels kind of weird to be doing this when the president is tweeting that civilization is going to die tonight. Don't know if you've seen that, but yeah, that's out there. Anyway, it's also been a week. Um, After I posted my video last Tuesday, I legit cannot remember if I posted this on the Substack or not. Actually, that doesn't matter if I did or not, because I'm going to talk about it anyway. Last Tuesday afternoon, I got word of some very sad news that my friend Mark Fernandez, who was a big spender, I forgot to say hi, big spenders. He was as close as I've ever had to a mentor in anything. With my Woody Guthrie book, he passed away a week ago today, and it's hit me really hard. Um, he was a lifelong native of New Orleans. He left for college for a couple of years, but otherwise, yeah, his family has been rooted in New Orleans for generations. And I met him in Tulsa 9 years ago this month. Um, he was a Woody Guthrie researcher, and he headed the American History Department at Loyola University in New Orleans. And he was a musician and a writer and just an all around incredible human being. And um, he has spent the past 4 or so years going several rounds with brain cancer, and it got him. Uh, so I've been grappling with that. Kind of wondered if things were up because I had texted him when I was in New Orleans a couple of weeks ago, and to see if he wanted to get coffee. And I hadn't heard from him in a bit, and that's unlike him. And I didn't hear back, and I kind of got the feeling that it's like I wonder if he's going another round with cancer and not telling people. And yeah, he's only 67. Has a son who's 20 years younger than me, I think, and 3 grandkids, and a lovely, delightful wife he was with for since they were very young. Anyway, um, always a good reminder that life is short. Take the trips, go see the people. Yeah. Like I said, if nothing else, right now, I'm content. I have some degree of contentedness in knowing that I made every effort to be there for him, and I, I, I I'm not left with any, oh, I should have done more. It's like, no, cancer interrupted us. So it's kind of a different feeling to have, because usually we're like, oh, I wish I'd been there. I wish I'd done more. I wish. It's like in this one, it's like, well, yeah, I wish we'd had more time. I wish there'd been more occasions. And there were times where it's like, okay, we could have done stuff. We didn't. Um, but at the end, it's like, okay, I reached out, and I was there as much as circumstances allowed, and I'm okay with that. It's not grappling with that. It's a nice change of pace, but again, it's a reminder. Go see your people. Go see your places. Go do your things. Even if the president is out of his goddamn mind, even if the world is on fire, there's still room to do things. I would love to be in my car driving down to New Orleans right now, because his funeral mass is tomorrow. Doesn't quite work out with being still somewhat cash poor, and yeah, that's about the only reason. Well, that, and I'm leaving on Thursday to go to Kansas City and see CJ, and I don't want to miss that. So, anyway, Godspeed, Dr. Fernandez. Never called him that. He's laughing. He is laughing at me calling him Dr. Fernandez, I bet. Now, we had, actually, I met him when I was traveling, too, because I met him in Tulsa. And this is what travel does. It opens you up to all these people and all these experiences. And I was, for 10 years, minus, I think, 2 for COVID, the Woody Guthrie Center in Tulsa did an anniversary party at the end of April. And it was the better part of a week of speakers and symposiums about Woody and live music, and all the Woody Guthrie nerds in the country would gather, all of us working on Woody related projects. I found out, I didn't know about it. I found out because one of the people who attends is Dr. Will Kaufman, and I'd met Will when I was traveling in 2012 doing my initial research on Woody, because Will he spoke at several events that I went to because he had just released a book about Woody. And so we got acquainted. And then, if you remember, before, like almost a year before Trump was elected, news broke about Woody Guthrie having lived in housing owned by Trump Sr., and having written songs and letters and essays about how horrifically racist this person was. Will was the one who broke that story. And I had emailed him one day because everybody kept sending me the story. Like, yeah, I know, and I know the guy who did that. And so I sent him an email and just said, hey, congratulations, nice find. And we talked a little bit. He's like, are you coming to Tulsa in April? You need to come to Tulsa. Okay, I'll think about it. And so I went, and I'm glad I did, because one, that first trip, after Will's talk, I got acquainted with this family that was sitting in front of me, who it turned out the matriarch of that family was Woody's niece. And the next day, she had me sitting in a nursing home room with Woody's sister. And I got to spend an afternoon with his sister, who was incredible. So it's like, yeah, I'm going every year. And so the second year I went, it was pouring rain, and all the concerts were scheduled for this awesome little outdoor venue in downtown Tulsa, across from the Woody Guthrie Center. And it was pouring rain. And so they moved all the shows to the back room at Chimera, this coffee house. So we're all wedged in, and it's hot and muggy, and I'm in my usual imposter syndrome mode of, why am I here? Why am I here? I don't belong here. I'm a hack. And between music sets, this tall, tattooed, gray-haired man comes up to me and goes, hey, you're Robin Wheeler, aren't you? Like, yeah. He's like, I've been wanting to meet you. And I'm convinced, the imposter syndrome is so bad, I was convinced this person was there to throw me out. So I'm sure I was kind of cowering a little bit. It was Mark. I still, to this day, I will never know now how he knew who I was. But he wanted to hear what I was writing about. And before the night was over, we were hanging out with Will. And also, he introduced me to my friend Gus, who published his Woody book in 2020. And I spent the evening hanging out with them. And I'm friends with all of them. And it was that night that Mark asked me, "Have you been to the archives yet?" No. I don't know. I don't know if I have any reason to. He's like, "Go research in the archives." It's like, even if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll find something that you can use. And he knew. He was right. He knew. And sure enough, I got into the archives. I got accepted to go. And it is an application process. And on the first day, accidentally opened the wrong folder. It wasn't the folder I intended to open. CJ is texting me right now. If you're hearing ding, ding, dings, there was a bird emergency, apparently. I'll catch up in a little bit. So anyway, Mark encouraged me. Said, "You'll find what you're..." I opened the wrong folder. And literally right there in front of me was a letter from Woody to his future wife that just opened everything up. And it tied my book, what I had written, my memoir portion, it tied it into this part of Woody's life and into this whole overarching theme. You'll have to read the book someday. Now, with losing Mark, I am extra determined now that this is my job. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, he believed in the power of this little ghost who hangs out in the archives and makes things happen. And I hope they're having a good time. I really do. That idea brings me a lot of joy at a much needed time. Anyway, so yeah. Similar note, this morning I woke up and one of my friends from my Afghan Wigs circle of friends had thrown out this idea on Facebook and tagged me in it. It's like, I want to go to New Orleans sometime this year. Who wants to go with me? And I'm like, I do. I'm thinking about going in the fall anyway. So, yeah, the first trip without Mark there is going to be interesting, but I'm starting to think about it. And, okay, y'all aren't here to see me cry. Anyway, like I said, on Thursday, I am headed to Kansas City, and it's going to be a very quick trip because CJ has stuff to do, and I have stuff to do, and I'm cash poor, and I have a bunch of travel coming up in less than 3 weeks. Afghan Wigs tour starts, and I'm following them around the country. I'll talk about that later. I've posted about it, but it's been a while. But yeah, next up is Kansas City. And on Friday, CJ and I are, venturing into Kansas. I have hiccups. Okay. Yeah, suppressing crying gives me the hiccups. This is a great combo. So yeah, on Friday, we're going to breakfast, lunch, and then spending 3 hours at the spa that we love, Mud and Lotus in Lawrence, Kansas. Super queer friendly. We're only giving our money to queer friendly businesses while we're in Kansas. We're staying on the Missouri side, which isn't much better, but at least my kid's not illegal yet in Missouri. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to having some time with my kid, who, if the little tidbits of text I've been getting are any indication, has been on a bird rescue mission today. Birds. Yeah. And on that note, I have stuff to do. I have Woody stuff to do. I have um, I have been in the process of trying to get a press pass for the Solid Sound Festival because I have not purchased a ticket because they're expensive and they're sold out. So I'm going to be there one way or another. If I have to buy a ticket off the secondary market, I buy a ticket off the secondary market. But what I'm trying first is to get a press pass because I am at least going to cover the Mermaid Avenue Woody Guthrie set by Wilco and Billy Bragg. The dream, and I have asked for this. I've sent the emails to Billy and to Wilco's management to, I hope, interview Jeff Tweedy and Billy Bragg about Woody while I'm the weekend of the festival. So, big stuff. Big stuff. But for now, kind of quiet stuff because it's been a week. Anyway, on that note, love y'all. I hope civilization doesn't end tonight because I love y'all. Appreciate your support as always. I'm going to try to post something today or tomorrow. Not sure what, but yeah, I've got some things I've been thinking about. I might write about Mark, if nothing else. So, anyway.